Rory, a disappointing day today. We came here looking for the 3 and of course only going to get the single point.
Yeah, I think disappointing is an understatement, to be honest. I think we've all seen this. I think the game over in Ireland was a good thing. We got a result, we rolled our sleeves up and got a result, and it's always going to be a similar game of day. But we created enough chances in the first half to see the game out, to be honest. The defence have had a hard time over the first few weeks, but the forward players have got to take some responsibility today and hold their hands up and say we should have made the chances count.
So on the day then, do you feel that we had enough chances to win this game and take the 3 points home?
In the first half. In the first half we dominated the game. Our defence squeezed up around the halfway line. Anything that was cleared was picked up. We passed through the lines, we played some nice stuff, we scored a good goal, and we don't capitalise on our dominance. And ultimately I took a wee chance in the halfway line which I should never have took. I won the ball back and I tried to get round the man, but I should have just kept the ball when they broke forward and scored. So disappointing from a personal point of view, but it's kind of frustrating, which has kind of been the story of my time here since I came back, but I'll work as hard as I can to try and turn that round.
Half time, as you say, we kind of looked comfortable at that point. I thought, well, we weren't spectacular maybe going forward, as you say there, but we were creating chances, we were winning the game. What can they change second half?
Well, I think in terms of the size of the pitch here and the way Brechin play with 5 at the back, I don't think you could look for probably a better performance in the first half. You know, the fans are booing at the end, you know, quite rightly given the result in the end. However, in the first half, I don't think there'll be many teams that come here and play as well as we did in the first half. But ultimately, it's points that change the league table, and we've come away with 1, which is really disappointing.
Simply the old adage of you maybe regret not taking your chances.
Yeah, that's it. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, we need to take our chances in the first half. Like I said, the defence have had a hard time of it, and they've been criticised a lot. Whereas today, the forward players have, as much as we played well in the first half, you need to take your chances. A team like Brechin in this league, they're going to be sniffing around, trying to stay in a game, and then take one chance when it comes along. And thankfully, they only took 1 of their 2 chances.
Brechin in sort of the last 20 minutes or so, I thought they got a little head of steam up. That perhaps half chance with 20 minutes to go gave them a little bit of confidence, it seemed. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so, but teams like that thrive on that one chance they're going to get, even at home. You know, I think they came up last season unexpectedly through the playoffs, and they're going to be fighting for their lives, and we need to work as hard as we can to make sure that we are fighting at the right end of the table, which is going to be difficult from here, but I'm sure we're capable of it. But in terms of Brechin, we all spoke about how important the first goal was. We got it, and we still didn't manage to see the game out, which is majorly disappointing.
In terms of, from our own perspective, Rory, we do need to climb that table, as you say there. What has to change to allow us to do that?
I don't think there was too much wrong with the first half performance. Like I said, I think there was a bit, when they scored, or when they put a bit of pressure on the second half, because the score was at 1-0, because of the way we've started the league season, I think there was a bit of nerves crept in, which is natural because we're looking for 3 points. We're looking to kick-start the season. And like I said, they took their chance when it came along, something we should have done with our many chances, or more than once. And other than that, we just need to roll our sleeves up, try and pinpoint exactly what's went wrong again, and try and go again next week, and what is hopefully a game that will get us back up the league.
What's the confidence like at the moment amongst, not personally, I mean the group as a whole?
Well, I think when you're on a run like this, some boys' confidence can dip and be a bit low, and I think you're just looking for that game where you do grind out a win. I think today could have been that day. Unfortunately, it wasn't. So we just kind of put more pressure on ourselves. But I think the boys believe that they're good enough to be at the right end of the table. They've got a good enough squad, but it's talk's cheap. We need to start doing it on the pitch. And we did it for 45 minutes today, and 45 minutes isn't good enough. We need to do it for 90 minutes. So I think there's a few things can change. However, I don't think we were too far away from it for 50, 60 minutes today. But like I said, that's not good enough. It needs to be for 90 minutes.
90 minutes again next weekend, of course. Today may have been a game that some fans would have thought would have been, with due respect to Brechin, a slightly easier game. We were more likely to get the 3 points, but next weekend's going to be a real tough game, isn't it? Dundee United.
Of course, but maybe it takes a game like that to get the crowd going, to get the players going, or and to get the confidence back and get a win. It'll not be an easy game, but I don't necessarily agree with you. I don't think coming here, people look at it and go, well, Inverness beat them 4-0. We could have potentially been 4-0 up, but could have isn't good enough again. Could have, would have, should have. But at the same time, I don't believe that it's easy to come here, and unfortunately we didn't get what we deserved. I don't think in the end. However, goals change games, and they could have nicked it at the end. Thankful for Robbie for a good save.
And just finally, Rory, if we play the way we can play though next weekend, capable of getting that first win? Yeah,
if we take our chances. Like I said, we created more than enough today. We need to keep them out at the back and create at the other end and score goals. And as far as I'm concerned, the defence did their job for 90% of it. But we should have been 2-3 up at the time, so that goal shouldn't have mattered so much. And like I said, I've got to take a little bit of responsibility for that. I win the ball back and I try something I should never try, which isn't like me, to be fair. But unfortunately it led to a goal. Like I said, that kind of sums up my frustration since I've signed again. I'm still looking for my first goal, but like I said, I'll roll my sleeves up, work as hard as I can and try and get that goal and push forward from there and get us back up the right end of the league.
Yeah, Rory, honest as always, thanks for your time.
Cheers.